So, if you're a business leader in Kenya right now, you know that digital transformation isn't just some buzzword. It's about fundamentally rethinking how you operate to win. Today, we're going to dig into this, looking at the challenge through the lens of a company called Yet Kenya, and see how strategy and technology really come together on the ground. And this quote, it absolutely nails the massive shift that's happening. Think about it. For your customers, for your own business, finance isn't just a utility anymore. It's completely woven into daily life. Now, that creates some serious pressure to keep up, but it's also a golden opportunity to really lead the pack. So here's how we're going to break this all down. We'll kick things off by understanding the market forces at play. Then, we'll talk about what a true strategic partner looks like and how to build a digital roadmap. We'll get into the cutting-edge tech that gives you an edge, look at the key advantages, and finally, walk through what it takes to get started. All right, let's jump right into section 1, understanding this new digital mandate. What exactly is shaping Kenya's digital economy today? You know, the Kenyan market is at this really fascinating tipping point. You've got smartphones everywhere and a young population that grew up with tech in their hands. What does that do? It fuels this incredible demand for services that are fast, secure, and, this is critical, accessible to everyone. It's all pushing this mission of financial inclusion forward, with the entire digital backbone of the country expanding to keep up. But let's be real, this huge opportunity doesn't come without some major hurdles. And here's the key takeaway. For every challenge, there is a strategic move you have to make. Cybersecurity threats are soaring, you need rock-solid risk mitigation. Hitting infrastructure limits, you've got to think about scalable, cloud-native solutions. Competition getting fierce, you need a real tech advantage. And if you have skills gaps, well, that's where an expert partnership becomes absolutely essential. So you look at this complex landscape and think, how do we even begin to navigate all this? Well, for a lot of businesses, the answer is finding the right strategic partner. For our explainer today, we're going to use Yet Kenya as a great example of what that kind of partnership really looks like in action. And this is such an important distinction. A provider just sells you a tool. A strategic partner invests in your success. They're a committed ally, totally focused on your core business goals. The entire objective shifts from just delivering a project to making sure you can actually win in this new digital world. Take Yet Kenya. They were founded in 2022. And what's interesting about that is they were literally built from the ground up to solve the tech and innovation gaps that businesses in the country are facing right now. Their whole model is designed around it. Okay, so let's dig into how a partnership like this actually works. It all starts with the plan. Any transformation that's going to succeed begins with a crystal clear roadmap, and that's where expert IT consultancy is everything. Before anyone writes a single line of code, the foundation has to be solid. The first job is to create that blueprint. The whole point is to build a strategy that covers all the bases, making sure your investments pay off, heading off risks before they become problems, and just making your entire operation run better. So what does this actually look like day to day? It's a really structured 4-step journey. You start with a deep dive, a thorough look at your entire IT setup as it is today. From there, a strategic plan is built to make sure every tech initiative is directly tied to a business goal. And crucially, it includes ironclad risk management to protect your assets and clear governance so you know you're meeting all your regulatory and compliance duties. Now for section 4. Okay, you've got your blueprint. It's solid. Now it's time to build. And this is where we get into the really exciting stuff. Engineering your competitive edge with game-changing technologies like AI and blockchain. And this comparison just shows you the night and day difference we're talking about. Traditional finance, it's often manual, it's full of middlemen, and it's reactive. You find out about fraud after it's happened. But with AI and blockchain, you get automated execution, you slash overhead costs, you prevent fraud in real time, and you turn dusty, siloed data into insights that tell you what's going to happen next. And remember, this is not tech for tech's sake. It all translates directly to business value. Using blockchain for smart contracts, that directly cuts your operational overhead. An AI fraud detection system, that saves you from financial loss and protects your brand. Predictive analytics, that means smarter, faster decisions. And something like DeFi can open up entirely new ways to access capital. Every single solution delivers a C-suite level outcome. So let's pull all of this together. What is the core advantage here? What really makes this kind of partnership work? It really comes down to these 4 pillars. First, you get tailored solutions, not some one-size-fits-all product. Second, you get that powerful mix of deep local knowledge with world-class standards. Third, it's about a relentless focus on your unique goals. And finally, everything is built on a foundation of transparency and trust, which is absolutely vital for compliance and integrity. And that brings us to our last section. We've seen the opportunity, we've seen the solution, so how do you actually start your own transformation journey? Well, the good news is getting started is a very clear and structured process. It all begins with that first contact and a really thorough needs assessment. From there, a tailored proposal is created just for you. Once everyone's on board, the real work of onboarding and integration begins, and it's all followed by continuous support to make sure you see that long-term success. So as we close out, I want to leave you with this one question to really think about. Right now, is your technology strategy just another line item on your expense sheet? Or are you actively building it into your single greatest competitive advantage? Because honestly, the answer to that question will define your future. So if you're a leader who's ready to turn technology into a true strategic weapon, the next step is simply a conversation. Reaching out to a team like Yet Kenya is one way to start that discussion about what your digital future could look like. Thanks for joining us for this explainer.